It's not easy to understand why stocks go up and down, but even in volatile markets, there's always a discoverable and logical reason behind price action. Story trading is a social investing community of investors who share information to uncover the hidden stories behind the trade through the 4 pillars of fundamentals, catalyst, sentiment, and technicals. All price action can be understood through the lens of these pillars, allowing for a holistic view that empowers better decision-making. Only by understanding markets can you beat them. Join our community today and start making sense of markets. It's not easy to understand why stocks go up and down, but even in volatile markets, there's always a discoverable and logical reason behind price action. Story trading is a social investing community of investors who share information to uncover the hidden story, fundamentals, catalyst, sentiment, and technicals. All price action can be understood through the lens of these pillars, allowing for a holistic view that empowers better decision-making. Only by understanding markets can you beat them. Join our community today and start making sense of markets. It's not easy to understand why stocks go up and down, but even in volatile markets, there's always a discoverable and logical reason behind price action. Story trading is a social investing community of investors who share information to uncover the hidden stories behind the trade through the 4 pillars of fundamentals, catalyst, sentiment, and technicals. All price action can be understood through the lens of these pillars, allowing for a holistic view that empowers better decision-making. Only by understanding markets can you beat them. Join our community today and start making sense of markets.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Wow, it's going to be an epic day today, guys. It's Friday, December 22nd. This show is actually going to be hopefully a little shorter than usual because it's really easy, really straightforward, really simple, and I got to go set up some trades. First, really quickly, yesterday, if you were with us, all right, we had our top 2 picks were U up 8%, MP up 8%. Most of those moves happened between the pre-market at showtime and throughout the day. It wasn't like they gapped up right at the open. You had an opportunity to get in. And if you were a VIP member over at storytrading.com/app, you got the alert on Chewy at $24, and it proceeded to rocket the rest of the day to $25. Man, I got some good picks for you this morning, and it just got supercharged with some PCE data. All right, we have epic catalysts for Tesla, OXY. We have a breakout in gold. We have Bitcoin headed to new highs. I mean, things are already looking really good this morning. And then what just happened? Check this out. Let's go over to our economic data that came in right over. Where is it? Calendar, economic data, PCE data. All right, check this out. Core PCE data Forecast 0.2 came in at 0.1. Core PCE year over year 3.3 came in at 3.2, lower than expected. This means inflation lower than expected. PCE price index 0 came in at negative 0.1. Is that deflation? All right, 2.8 on year over year came in at 2.6. Okay, so this is further data that's going to get people excited about lower rates. You can see here TLT. My chart's not loading TLT. Let's go. Okay, you can see TLT here this morning getting a little volatility, but I think I have the right read on it. It'll get a pop maybe. Gold. Man, gold is getting a pop on this expectation of lower rates. And I was waiting for gold to break out since FOMC because all the risk assets took off. Anything interest rate related, IWM, RK took off, as you can see, to new 52-week highs. But gold linked, I've been waiting for a move above 192.40, and today's the day. You can see pre-market here, 191.75. I do think we're going to be breaking 192.40, heading to a new 52-week high today on gold. So that's going to be a top pick. Now, heading over to our top picks. By the way, now, before we head into the top picks, just want to remind everyone, this is a free preview, all right, where every morning we try to predict market price action based on a holistic analysis of, well, how we do it is we look at the catalyst, interpret the impact of that catalyst on fundamentals, the impact of that catalyst on sentiment. Then we look at the technicals and we triangulate that to find a price target. That's how we do it at Story Trading, because we believe markets are efficient, markets make sense, and when you have a delta of information, you get a delta in price. That's what Story Trading is all about. We'd love for you to join our community, so head on over to storytrading.com/app, install the free app. You can get a free trial on there, and we have a VIP paid chat room as well. So, top picks today, again, really simple. Tesla, Dan Ives from Wedbush, upgrades, $350 price target. Also, I didn't actually get a chance to listen to it, but Kathy Woods, I think, was interviewing Elon Musk last night, and Dan Ives was in there talking that up, I believe, with his 350 price target. So where do we go today? Man, the stars are aligned here for Tesla this morning. It's a 256.72 in pre-market. Let's take a look at some resistance levels. You see this recent high here. What's that candle? Okay, so we got to break 259.84. So that's your next resistance level, 259.84 on Tesla. And then once you break that, you get into this area right here, which is at 268-ish, okay? So basically 260 to 268, just rounding up to the whole numbers, all right? So Tesla, I believe, has the opportunity to get to 260 to 268 today. And man, if you're an options trader, this could be really, really, really good for you today. But you don't only have that one. You can spread your bets. Options are risky. Here, OXY and gold. What's going on with OXY and gold? We talked about gold, but OXY, Warren Buffett increases his stake again. He now owns 28% of the company. And this is a catalyst happening at the same time that oil is up there trying to break back above the 200 DMA. The 200 DMA is at 69.91, at least the USO ETF is. I don't have an oil chart to show you right now, but oil heading back up. We've loved this because it's been depressed. It hasn't moved up with lower interest rates. We have the tension in the Red Sea. So we've been interested in oil. So now you have USO moving up, Warren Buffett buying OXY. So let's look at the potential here. I think this can gap and run, or at least if it pulls back at the open after this pre-market run, then it'll run from the drop, the morning drop. So either buy now, buy the dip, half now, half later, however you want to execute it. But let's take a look at the technicals. The 200 DMA, 60.93. We're gapping up above the 50 and the 200 DMA. Oh boy, this could get interesting on OXY. Is this a daily chart? Hold on, let's zoom in. All right, that's the daily chart. Okay, so OXY, wow, we're at 61.25. We're going clear above. That's the technicals. We have risk on sentiment, interest rates lower, can spur oil demand later on. All right, we have Warren Buffett catalyst buying. That's also good for sentiment. Man, this thing breaking above the moving averages. I got high confidence in this OXY today that there's an upward bias, meaning supports will hold, breakouts will break out, resistance levels will break out. What are we going to here? 62. You see that? See these candles? It's like a quadruple top there. Triple top anyway. 62.22, something like that. I think that's your next target, 62.22. Really, I wouldn't be surprised if it even does better than that today and heads on over to the mid 63s. But 62.22, that's going to be your next target on OXY. Wow, look at gold keep on ripping. Okay. Let's go. Let's see what else we got. Let's just look at price targets. We did tell you we're breaking 192.40 today. That's pretty obvious at this point. I don't know how high it can go after that. Let's go the weekly 193.30, 194.45. You could see that. Wow, I've been talking about this gold. We're heading over 200 in a swing time frame. So gold looking great today. Give you a few levels to look at. Bitcoin's on the way too. Bitcoin's going to break 44,746. Look, I've seen so many times Bitcoin does well over holiday weekends, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, things like that. And this thing's curling back up. You can see that cup forming. So Bitcoin, we've given you a $48,000 target. When this thing was like 25,000 or so, we've been all over this thing. We gave you a $48,000 price target. And I think this is the time. All right. I think it's going to be breaking out soon of this 44,700 area, heading to 48. Not saying it necessarily happens today, but between now and the end of the year, I think that's a nice bet you can take on Bitcoin, Tesla, OXY, gold, Bitcoin. All right, you know what? Yesterday we tried something new. I didn't get too much feedback. I'm going to go over a couple other stocks here. Maybe just one more. Maybe just Carvana. Okay, we'll go over what I want from the audience here. Let me know, out of the stocks I'm covering, what's your favorite one for today? All right. What's your favorite one for today? If you want to add any commentary, such as why or the price target, go ahead and do that. Also, I want to hear from the audience what your favorite one is for the day. And before we end this show, we're going to order these. All right. When we put their top 5, we put them in priority order. So let's take a look. Carvana is the last one I think I want to cover over here. I noticed the nice pre-market volume this morning. There was also a little bit of news on Carvana. So Carvana, here it is. One is from Benzinga. Carvana is one of the 20 most shortest stocks on the market, but share price keeps going up. All right. So that's coming out there. Little catalyst, but traders might lean into that because this was already set up really nicely. It's broken resistance some time ago. We're all over this since 40, calling for a $58 price target. $58, that was your support level here. And I've been telling you this thing's heading to $100, and I still think it is headed to $100. So wouldn't be surprised with this pre-market action on Carvana, the outperformance and the volume and the risk on sentiment, the lower interest rates. Carvana, it's a good time for this to really break out above 60. That could maybe happen today and have an explosive move. If not, towards next week, end of the year, in January, I could see big moves coming for Carvana pretty soon. So these are the top 5 picks. Let's see what people are talking about. Oh, Merry Christmas to you as well, Bud Mans. Okay, so let's try. I'm going to try to order these. Go ahead. Now's the time to put in the comments. Let me actually check Rumble. Now's the time to put your comments in. I want to hear what your top 5 are. All right, for me, gold. I mean, that's such a slam dunk to new highs. But Tesla and that Wedbush catalyst with Dan Ives. Whoa, man, we got crazy catalysts here. We got Warren Buffett with OXY. Which one of these are going to be the top pick? You know what? They're definitely these 3. These 3 are the top pick, not USO. So I'm going to put Carvana number 4 behind these 3. Bitcoin number 5, because I'm not sure that'll move today. I'm thinking more of a swing into the weekend, into the long weekend. Bitcoin might be good. But now Tesla, OXY, gold, Carvana, top 4 followed by Bitcoin. These are the top 5 for today. Let me see if I can kind of massage the order of these Tesla, OXY, and gold if I need to. Warren Buffett versus Dan Ives versus just the momentum of gold and lower rates heading to new highs. Man, I don't know. I think I'm going to stick with this order. I'm going to stick with this order. Tesla, OXY, gold. I think they're all going to do well. Carvana. Those are your top 4. All right. So get ready to kill it, guys. Today, if you're an options trader, this is your time to shine. Be careful, though. Manage your risk. We're killing it. We're going to try to continue this free show through the rest of the year, but that really depends on if we get enough of you sharing this stream. Like, retweet, comment on Twitter, on YouTube. If we get enough of an audience doing it, maybe we'll even continue this free stream longer than just the end of this year. Okay. So go ahead and do that for us. I mean, the accuracy on this show is mind blowing. If you've been with us, you know, the question is, can you execute on it? I mean, our picks, they move so fast, especially between like now, like 9 a.m. and 10:30 to 11 a.m. You see explosive moves as like 5 to 10% very, very often with our picks. We do a really, really good job of anticipating the psychology of the rest of the market and what stocks are going to rapidly re-rate. I mean, home run after home run after home run. We're not always going to be right. That's why you got to manage your risk. All right. Diversify, cut your losses, whatever you got to do to manage your risk, because we're not always going to be right. But we've had an incredible track record. And today, Tesla, OXY, gold. Listen, let's see you in our community. Rocket Lab had news. Okay, Christy, thank you. Rocket Lab had news. We called this last night in our chat room when it was $5 with a 550 price target. And it went right there. I actually got in at like 510 and I sold at 548. Listen, I think this deal is not so massive. Let's go into this. Okay, I think it was like a $400 or $500 million deal over several years. Okay, roughly that was the account size, the contract size, and we're talking about a market cap of 2.5 billion. So you're talking about, I don't know, like 100 million a year or 150 million a year over a few years. It was nice for the boost, right? We got a nice 7% move out of it in after hours, but I don't think this is a game-changing something that, up 30, 40, 50% type of thing. Or if it is because the market's so hot, I'm not sure it can sustain it. So from like a fundamental perspective, I don't think that news was game-changing. However, the market's hot, so that news is good for sentiment. You got a catalyst to trigger it. 550, the reason I gave you that was because we previously got rejected at 548 the other day. That's why I sold right at 548 last night. After that, you know what? It's like there's so many other better plays out there, Christy, right now in this market. Why, a small micro cap with a lot of volatility below key moving averages when you have Tesla, OXY, gold, Carvana. These are going to be much better plays in my opinion. Oh, by the way, though, man, iron, unbelievable. We're all over this at $2 or $3. I've held a small position, but just small. I wish I missed the news yesterday morning. But to be honest with you, I don't know that I would have pounded the table on the news. So I'm happy to hold a small position. We're up like over 100% on this, I think, at this point. But the news was that they closed the financing to get all the new Bitcoin miner machines, and it's ahead of schedule, something like that. So anyway, iron's been our favorite Bitcoin miner since 3 because you got Goldman Sachs behind it, you got JP Morgan pushing it, and you got was it Citron behind it also? Like you got big names behind iron, and it was a tiny, tiny market cap. And yeah, that was the only reason we made iron our top way to play Bitcoin, and it's worked out really well. So congrats. I know a couple of you have been riding iron because I've seen the comments in our VIP chat and on Twitter. So congratulations to you if you've been riding iron. And with that, I got to get going because I want to make some money today. I want to set up my trades. And today I think is going to be epic. All right. Tesla, OXY, gold, and Carvana. And by the way, IWM as well. All right. And then Monday's off because of Christmas. We get into this period where, just briefly, I don't want to end the show early, but everyone's expecting a Santa rally. And that may well happen. Doesn't have to happen, though. But I want to propose to you this idea that people are deferring selling their big cap stocks because they're up on them big, and they'd rather pay the taxes in tax year 2024 than tax year 2023. So there may be a situation here between now and the end of the year where some stocks are getting really elevated, really overbought, well above the RSIs, above trend lines, fundamentally overvalued, but people just don't want to sell it because they don't want to pay the taxes. That could set up for a big flush on January 2nd. I've seen that before. I've seen it, vicious move right at the open, down 2-3% on the big indices. And I think this year may be possibly setting up for something like that. And on the flip side, starting today, it's usually Christmas Eve day. Christmas Eve, I guess, is Sunday. So now it's Friday. So count today as the seasonal Christmas Eve day, where microcaps that have been, I don't want to just say microcaps, any stock that has been completely clobbered, all right, throughout the year and is artificially down in December because of tax loss selling, this is when the bottoms come in. Something like a Drio, something like an SMSI, maybe also something like this one that we got into recently, which I'm still in, which is Blink. Maybe even something like a Blink, which has been, I think, down all year, right? So tax loss selling holding it down. The supply demand dynamics typically change as the tax loss selling ends, right? Because you get less and less tax loss selling. It doesn't really accelerate into the end of the year. It decreases now because people start doing their tax loss selling end of November because they want to be able to buy the stock back 30 days later, right? So we've already reached the zenith in tax loss selling. It's now coming down. And now because the demand is going to overtake the supply, usually happens around Christmas Eve day. So things like Drio, Blink, SMSI, et cetera, you name it, any stock that's down big, they're going to start bottoming today, Tuesday, typically run into a great January. All right. Good luck, everyone. We'll see you in our community, storytrading.com/app. And please help spread the word about our community. Tweet, comment, retweet, like. Love you guys. See you later. Good luck.